One more segment before we get to the beer, Jeremy.
All right.
Actually, this one might be a little more interest because it's about history.
Ah, good.
It's about the toys that are historically hardest to buy before the holidays. This is from popsugar.com. So I'll give you the year and the toy, and then we'll riff on it. Did you have the toy? Did you want the toy? Etc. Starting back with 1983, Cabbage Patch Kids.
No, I didn't have one of those, Michael, and nor did I want one. It was slightly before my time, but I can't account for those things being everywhere in the 80s.
Yes, my sister had one, I think, because we had this cassette tape that had a little song on it that I think about when I hear it. 1984, Transformers.
No, I did have a few of those.
I had one Transformer, and I didn't know it was a Transformer until like a decade later. I didn't realize that that's what it was.
Okay.
It was a Porsche that turned into a robot.
Mine was a dump truck that turned into a jet, I think.
Any interest in the modern day Transformer movies, Jeremy?
God, no.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No, they're...
Just had to check.
I see bits and pieces of them every now and then on TV, and I'm reminded of how friggin' horrible they are. It's real bad.
1985 to 1986, Teddy Ruxpin.
I think I did have one of these things, and I think I broke the tape player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, could you put in any tape and would he mouth along to it?
I don't know if he would mouth along to it.
But you could put in any tape.
I think you could.
So you could have him, like, blaring Megadeth.
I wish.
1988, although I believe it was released earlier, the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Unfortunately, I did not have an OG one. I had to...
You had a top-loading one?
No, I didn't have any of them. I only got I had an Atari back in the day.
Oh, so you didn't have like an NES?
A NES, no, but I did jump in with the Super NES, and I also played a lot on other people's.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I never had one when I was young, but I got one later in life and still have it somewhere.
You should play it.
I love Mario 3, so 1989, Game Boy.
Oh, yeah. Now, that one... Okay, I take it back. That was the first one I had.
Okay.
I played the bejesus out of the Game Boy.
I did not have one, but I would borrow... When we went on family car trips,
Mm-hmm.
I would get one from a friend who would lend it to me for, like, a week. And I'm thinking, what is it? Mario and the 6 golden coins.
I had that one.
There's some more words in there.
That was Mario 2. Super Mario Land, I believe, was the Game Boy one.
That's it. Link's Awakening?
Had that, yeah.
Yeah. And the other one I played was Kirby's Dream Land.
I had that one as well, Michael.
Oh.
Great minds think alike.
Those dot matrix graphics.
I remember them fondly.
Yeah, and you could like crank it up on the side and make it really dark.
Yeah, you could.
Depending on how sunny it was.
Uh-huh. It was good times.
Game Boy.
I miss it.
1989, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I saw it in the theater.
Did you have the toys, though?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, same here. Have we ever discussed this, Jeremy? Favorite turtle?
I think we did, but oddly enough, I'm getting flashbacks. I feel like I went with Donatello because I liked the staff, the bow.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Donatello was my fave, yeah.
Nerd.
That's the nerd choice?
Of course.
What fits this podcast, then?
Angry jerk choice is Raphael. The Hesher was Michelangelo, and the alpha male was clearly Leonardo.
That should be like a Rorschach test in psychology. Pick your favorite turtle, and then they can diagnose you with your personality disorder. 1992, Barney.
Ugh, it was disturbing. Yeah. I didn't like it.
The way his mouth moved, or lack thereof.
I mean, it was great in like when they put like black metal behind it on YouTube or something like that. And it's like. And they speed up the kids so they're running around and thrashing about. But, yeah, it was disturbing. I didn't like it. Same with Teletubbies, which I assume is coming up at some point.
Could be. I'm going to say, I don't know if you know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm not going to say the toy. I'm going to say a little memory about the toy. Hi, kids. We're home early. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Something that they should really call the cops on? No, I don't. I'm blanking.
It's the Talk Boy from Home Alone.
Oh.
Yeah, that was in the commercial.
That's right.
Yes.
I
Jeremy has dialed 9-1 on his phone.
Yeah, you say when, and I'm dialing 1. I did not have one, but a friend of mine did, and I remember him recording a lot of incredibly immature rhymes about Lorena Bobbitt being put on that thing.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'll tell you off the air.
1993.
That's Home Alone 2, right?
Yeah, and I think I might be mistaken, but I heard somewhere that it was featured as a prop in the movie, and then it was made into a toy after that.
I buy that 100%.
1994, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Now,
No.
I did not get into it, and my brother this is back when they still showed cartoons and like children's programming on Saturday mornings, and I distinctly remember one moment in the lead up to this, and it was me telling my brother, who was super excited for it, and he's 3 years younger than me. He was super excited for it, and I told him, this show's not going to last for 3 weeks. And here we are, 24, 25 years later, and it's still going strong. Movies.
Yeah.
There's a feature film came out about that, like, within the past year.
Yes, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I did not like them because I think at that time I was still, like, into Turtles a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been 9, so probably. And I didn't like them because they were edging in on their turf as
they kind of
far
were.
as violent action heroes go for kids.
Yeah, where's RoboCop when you need him?
1995, Beanie Babies.
Nope. Now we're. I think this is about when I started reading like Stephen King novels, and probably got a Super Nintendo around this time. So it's just like, oh hey, they have all 5 Mario games on one cartridge. That'd be Super Mario All Stars for the
All Stars.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't really do a whole lot of anything else besides that.
We're exiting our like true childhood here. Now.
Childhood is gone, Michael.
Tickle Me Elmo in 1996.
Nope.
This was like the first. I remember this being like a huge thing, though.
I do. I remember this being like the first thing you saw on TV where people were being like seriously injured in an attempt to get one of the things.
I remember seeing some on the shelf at Toys R Us, and there was like, I don't know, like 5 of them there. And I just activated them all, and the whole shelf started to like make noise and vibrate, and Elmos flying everywhere.
Linda, come here. There's a small boy tickling all the Elmos. I'm assuming you were small.
Yeah.
Like me.
1997, Tamagotchi.
Nope. This seems like something that you would have gotten, Michael.
I played with one, but I never had one. I remember, I think one of my cousins had one maybe, and I played with it for a day.
It was always pointless.
Yeah, it was too, I don't know, self-contained. Moving on. 1998, Furby.
No. A friend of mine did have one of those too, and it was disturbing. More like Disturby.
Friend of the show, Steve, had one.
That does not surprise me one bit.
I don't know if it was his, but it was in his house.
Oh, I'm sure it was his. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it's down in his basement gathering dust to his Pokemon-esque collection of barrel-aged stouts and homebrew.
Steve, do you have the Furby? We want it on the show.
Do we?
Yeah, it was disturbing. Let's see what it says.
All right, well, okay.
It can be the special guest.
We just feed it beer?
Oh yeah, let's try it. It'll be like that Simpsons where Lisa makes a spelling robot.
Funzo?
Oh yeah, Funzo was on there too. 1999, Pokemon.
I did play that, the first one.
Yeah.
I had red. My brother had blue.
I played yellow.
It's the same thing. It was just they just knew that Pikachu was the star, as it were.
Yeah. I'll say that I played yellow on an emulator, so that dorkifies it even more.
So you did it when you were like 25?
I don't think I was that old.
Okay.
I played well, I didn't really play it, but I had some of the cards too.
I didn't really play it.
Listen, it was Bush League. Considering the eliteness of our Magic the Gathering skills.
Nerds.
2000, Razor Scooter.
No. No.
I do have a story about this, but...
Oh boy. Hit it.
So 2000, this was 15 years old.
Michael is wearing Jinkos.
No, but one time in high school, I didn't have my car for some reason, and
I like where this is going.
I lived close enough from home that I could walk. But like my friend had a Razor scooter. I'm like, oh, dude, I'll just take the Razor scooter home, and which is not a bad idea.
How quickly did you wreck?
Well, I didn't wreck. Well, it took a while to get used to it, and the bumps on the sidewalk were just like the normal grooves of the sidewalk were like breaking my spine with every iteration. But as I was scooting home, I realized, all the people who drive to high school are
beat me,
seeing me do this, and I quickly turned off off the main street,
started off-roading,
maybe even carrying it at one point because I realized how dorko it looked. Yeah, and that was the only time I've ridden a Razor scooter.
It wasn't what I thought. I could have sworn you were going to say, I crashed and broke my teeth or something like that. This was better.
Wasn't that brutal. Jeremy, you'll love this one. Bratz.
The only thing I know about Bratz is they did a movie about it, and they made an episode of How Did This Get Made about it.
Yeah. There's a Flophouse episode about it, too.
I'm assuming it's just some dumb thing.
Well, it's just Barbie with exaggerated facial features.
So Barbie.
Yeah, if it could...
Right.
If you put Barbie through a weirding machine.
Mm-hmm. A weirding machine?
2002, Beyblades?
I don't know what that is.
I barely know, and I think I saw these when I worked at Target. They were like tops. Tops that you spin around.
Okay.
With little cool appendages.
Those kids at the turn of the century were all about those tops.
Right. It seems so bizarre. 2005, Xbox 360.
I got one eventually.
Yeah. So
still have
friend
it.
of the show, Steve, had one.
He still does.
Naturally. Yeah. And I remember we were playing it in his dorm room. We were playing Oblivion.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Like, one of his dorm mates busted in and was like, oh, is this a Oblivion on 360? This is so awesome! And he's telling Steve what to do. He's like, go jump up on that table and kick that food around. And Steve does it. He's like, oh, this is so next gen. You can kick the food around. And he got really hyped about it.
Do I know this person?
Yonky?
No, but I heard of the movie Yonking Tall.
Okay.
That's about all I know. Continue.
Okay. 2008, Nintendo Wii.
New, didn't have one.
I never had Nintendos until after the fact, but this was like the first one that I got with when it came out, around the time it came out.
I don't think I've ever gotten a system around the time it came out. I'm always so far behind on everything, it doesn't matter.
I will say, well, that's the way to do it anyway.
Oh,
but,
of course, it rocks. There's a reason why I'm only now getting through Metal Gear 5.
The Mario games on the Nintendo Wii are pretty good. Galaxy 1 and 2, and the new Super Mario Bros. Yeah.
I played that with Steve a bunch, yeah.
So that's good times.
Mm-hmm.
2009, I have no idea what this is. A Zuzu Pet?
No clue. Next one.
2014, Elsa Doll.
Because Frozen was on everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flip side of that, 2015, BB-8.
What's its mission, Michael?
It's
an adorable little robot. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I assume it's going to be all adorable and stuff.
Do you know what porgs are?
I know that it's like some sort of Ewok-esque edition, and people seem to be divided on them. But
I was gonna say, have you taken a stance in the porg war?
No, because if I'm going to be 34 in a couple of weeks, Michael. If I get bent out of shape about a cartoon character in a Star Wars movie, I really need to reevaluate where my life is at.
2016, Hatchimals.
I'm assuming it's another Tamagotchi.
Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. So it's you get this giant egg, and you open it, and then at some point it hatches, and this weird alien Furby type looking thing.
Oh,
pops out.
I did hear about these, and it looked dumb.
Yeah, and it can learn to say what you say, and I guess it can dance, and maybe it gets out of a shell. I don't know.
So it's how the NSA keeps track on the kids from an early age.
Yeah,
all right. Okay.
Yeah, I overheard people talking about this at work, and like the means they went to get it were, pretty disgusting.
Like $150. We'll see, like,
Yeah.
just cough up on eBay, and it takes away all of the I have to go murder like 3 people in order to get my hands on a Tickle Me Elmo.
Right.
But now you just got to be willing to pay enough, I guess. Which is good and bad, I suppose.
Paying money and not blood anymore. Again, 2016, a throwback to something already on the list, the NES Classic Mini.
I can't believe they didn't make more of these.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Ridiculous.
If I had to guess, I think they're just like, people are going to be tired of this by the time the Super comes out.
Yeah, and they switched production over to the Super NES.
And so I can say from first-hand experience that they did make a second run of the Supers. Because when I went Black Friday shopping, they had them sitting on a table at Best Buy. And my brother says, "Do you want one?" And I said, "Yes." And so I'll be getting that in, well, I guess yesterday, or whenever I see them for Christmas, after this airs. But
I want to hear your Star Fox 2 review.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah.
I was a big Star Fox 1 fan.
Hopefully the cord is longer than 3 feet like it is on the NES Classic.
Do you have a NES Classic, Michael?
Do not, because I have, the NES, so if I really want to play,
good point.
just play that.
Mm-hmm.
And 2017 is on here. I don't know what this is. Fingerlings.
Aren't those potatoes?
I was going to say, Jeremy, you can now dial the 1 on that phone.
Yeah.
We'll wrap up the list there. That's all we have. So, did you have any of these toys? Did you have a Beyblade? Email in.
Yeah.
Did you tickle Elmo?